Hey guys, good morning. This is Rusty 78609 out for a drive in Central Texas, USA, near my home base, going into Kingston, Texas. This is Park Road 4. The temperature right now is 37 top up degrees. It's cold out there. A little frosty, but the high today is supposed to be about 67 to 70, which is very, very nice. And tomorrow will be a little warmer, and that's the way that is in Central Texas, USA. But having said that, what I want to touch on this morning is power and issues and stuff when you're boondocking. Why do I want to talk about that? Because I just thought about it this morning when somebody mentioned a product called a kilowatt. And I'll talk about that more in just a second. But first, I want to thank all of you people that use the Amazon link in the description. I am an Amazon affiliate, and if you use the link and go to Amazon and buy any products at all, I get a small commission. It does not cost you one penny, okay? So if you choose to use it, I appreciate it. If you don't worry about it. Now, enough said about that. Now back to boondocking and power. As you know, most of you know that have been watching my channel for a while, I actually traveled and camped in a Toyota Prius for about 5 years, several times. I mean, one time I was gone for a little over a month, and then several times I'd be gone for anywhere from 8 to 16, 17 days at a time, and living basically in the Prius, or not basically, living in the Prius totally. And you know, and that was basically dry camping without any power at all everywhere I went, other than the power the automobile had. And it did have one nice feature: is you could run the air conditioner, because it was an electric air conditioner, and the battery would keep charged because it was a Prius. And enough said about that. And then I went camping in my pickup, my Ram pickup with a camper top on it, a couple of months. And I had at first I started off, I had just an ice chest. And after a month, I got me a Zamp portable solar package or unit. It's two 60-watt panels and a 120-watt AGM deep cycle series or group 31 battery. And to solar charged the battery ran the refrigerator I bought, which was a Dometic CF18, and that was a big step up because I didn't have to get ice anymore and all that kind of stuff. Was getting ice a real problem? No, it was. It's what I did. I bought some convenience. That's all. Okay. The freezer. I mean, the ice chest kept the food cold, and the refrigerator kept the food cold. It's just a matter of how you accomplish it. Either you're going to have ice or you're going to have power. So anyway, I moved up to, or I guess I'd say I moved up to power. But whenever you're boondocking, one of the things I've come to the conclusion is you need very little, all right? Now again, it's different strokes for different folks. I know that. A lot of people want to have their, you know, their microwave, their big TV, and run, you know, their fans and stuff, and even try to run an air conditioner or whatever. I know that, and that's fine. That's their choice. But for me, and maybe a few others, you want to go boondocking and just enjoy being there without having a lot of stuff, you know, a lot of things to worry about. And the more solar you have, of course, the more batteries you have, and you got to have a controller, you know, and you got to monitor it. You know, you got to, if you're going to be running a lot of stuff, you're going to be spending some time monitoring your solar output, and you're going to be a little bit paranoid about it, because when the clouds come, you're going to be aware of it. And whenever it starts to be overcast, you're going to be very, very, very aware of it. And so if you just keep it simple, keep your energy needs minimal, I think you're much better off. In fact, this time when I go, of course, I'm going to run my CF18 refrigerator, no doubt about that. But as far as anything else, probably not. I mean, I'll run my max air fan occasionally if I need it, and LED lighting on the inside, I don't need those at all. I've got plenty of battery operated stuff and solar stuff that you know, you don't need to use the LED light. They use very little power anyway. That's not even a concern. But a viewer mentioned something this morning, and I just ordered it, and if I think about it, I'll leave a link to it in my description of the video. It's called a kilowatt, Kilowatt, one word, kill a watt. It's a device that you plug into your outlet, or you plug the, let's just say you've got a 110, I've got a 110 refrigerator in my RV. I can plug the refrigerator into that device and then plug that thing into the wall or wherever. And I can see exactly how much power that refrigerator draws. And you can do the same thing for other devices. In fact, you can even see how much an inverter draws, okay, by using this kilowatt thing. And so if you know your usage, that is a big help, because then you can back into how much solar you're really going to need and be pretty accurate. And you might give yourself a margin of error of 20%, an error on the high side. In other words, too much solar, I guess, is not a problem in that case. But measure everything you're going to run. You don't need to measure the LED lights, and they draw so little it's almost not even a concern. But your refrigerator, your television, if you're going to try to run a microwave, you're going to need to know what it does, and anything else. And as far as charging, laptops and phones, I don't even think you need to worry about those, because they draw so little. It's, again, not much of a concern. And I charge all that stuff in the vehicle. I don't worry about charging the laptop using the solar at all, or my phone, because I don't need to. I can use the vehicle power to charge laptop and cell phone. So anyway, I guess what the video is all about is just to point out that, number one, know how much energy you're gonna use, and that way you'll know how much solar you need. And you can always go with a gas generator. I don't particularly care for them because they're noisy and they are a piece of equipment that has to be maintained, whereas solar is basically maintenance free, other than wiping some dirt off of it every now and then. So, but just keep your energy needs to a minimum and you'll enjoy your boondocking a lot more, your dry camping. But here we are. This is Kingsland, Texas. It is Saturday morning. It's approximately 8:30 or so in the morning. A little resort community on Lake LBJ. It shows right now 43 degrees. Temperature's going up quick. Gasoline here is $2.29 a gallon, and in Marble Falls, 12 miles away, it's $2.06 at Walmart. So that's the price you pay when you're in a resort community. Where am I headed this morning? I'm actually going to go over by the golf course to do my walking, because it's really a scenic area, and it's a beautiful day and the sun's shining brightly, and I brought my gloves. And as long as it's above 40 degrees and the wind is minimal, like right now it's basically no wind at all. This guy is going to park in the road here in a minute. Now he's speeding up. Anyway, he's an old guy. He's about 80, and he's got the reflexes of an old man. You probably should pick. But anyway, that's do what you got to do. If you want to ride a motorcycle at age 95, that's your choice. But again, Kingsland, Texas, nice little town, unincorporated. You pay county tax, school tax, and that's it. No city tax. Regular unleaded there is $2.23. It's dropping. If I keep going this direction, I'll get to zero, huh? But yeah, boondocking and dry camping is fun, man. I got to tell you. Of course, there's always drawbacks. The roads to get to the campsites usually are horrible, and you can get lost real easy. Directions are not good all the time. But it is. It's okay once you find you a good spot. It's kind of my thing. I like state parks too. I like national parks, particularly ones that are, and Bureau of Land Management's particularly, I like those. And the reason is a lot of those are never crowded, and some of them have water for sure. Some of them have showers, which is nice. But I'll be pulling my travel trailer Puff, this time, which makes a lot of difference, because I did pull a travel trailer across the western USA for about 20 years, 20 plus, and it's nice. I mean, it's a little more tiring because you got that thing back there you're thinking about. But once you get to your place and you get it set up, and if you stay there for 3 or 4 or 5 days, it's not bad at all, because you're in your home. I mean, that was me. I mean, everything I had was in that RV, and it's the same way now. Everything I own is right there. I mean, it's not like I have to worry about somebody breaking into my home while I'm gone, because I'm in it. And I enjoy that. And this one will be much better because it's much smaller. The one I pulled across the western USA was like 26 feet. It was a heavy unit, and it was a strain on my truck because I was kind of underpowered, I guess you'd say. But the way I'm set up now with this particular RV only weighing 2,350 pounds, I've probably added, I think I'm pretty close to correct on this. I'm going to say I've added about 300 pounds to the inside, and that would include all the clothes and all the food and everything. I think that's pretty accurate. But this is kind of the back way around to the golf course. Bumpy road, so the camera's going to shake a little bit. Kingsland, Texas, one word. Temperature's 44 now. When I left the house, it was 35. At that rate, it'll be 100 by the time I start walking. Yes, sir, I like living in small rural areas like this, small towns, and I like, whenever I'm traveling, I kind of like to get around places like, well, of course, these smaller towns remind me of home. But boondocking or dry camping or dispersed camping, basically they are all the same. Basically, that just means you're out there camping without any hookups of any kind, and you are on your own. You got to have your own water, your own power if you need it. Can you go without power entirely? Certainly, certainly, and probably enjoy it a lot more. Because you got propane for cooking. I mean, you know, I've got a 20-pound, actually two 20-pound propane tanks. I carry a spare. There's only one tank on the front of the RV, but I carry a spare in my pickup. So I've got plenty of cooking. Right now it appears that the 20-pound tank or 5-gallon propane tank will last me about, it may make 3 months, I don't know. It may. I don't run the furnace, of course. If you run the furnace in your RV, that just really zaps the propane. Yeah, through all of this area where these mobile homes are and these old houses, we come up on a pretty good little golf course. It's called, it used to be called Pack Saddle. Then the new owners took it over and they built a lighthouse there. I don't know why they did, but again, people do what they want to do. They don't consult me before everything is done. But they did build a little lighthouse there, and now they call it the lighthouse. Same golf course. Pretty day, folks. This is a pretty day. I'm going to wash my clothes today, and hopefully I'll go over to Burn It and check out some RVs. Maybe they've got some new stuff in I can do an RV about, because my view count is down to practically nothing. And deservedly so. Before one of y'all pointed out. Now we get into some prettier homes because, I guess I'd say, not prettier, is that correct? Bigger homes. Are they prettier? I don't know. Bigger homes, because this is getting close to the golf course, and you couldn't live on a golf course in a $10,000 home. Got my hot green tea, tastes good. I still got some chocolate covered almonds, and I'm trying to hold off eating till I get through with this video, and it's hard to do. They're just staring at me. Okay, we can go straight here, I think, and get to where I want to go. It's a little rough road, but these are some of the people that, this is close to the golf course right here. We're probably, quarter mile, maybe a little more from the golf course. I know I've said this in other videos, a lot of people's dreams are to retire and live on a golf course. You know, up here you probably see the deer occasionally. There's several of them around off the road, just off the edge of the road. And up here they're like goats. I mean, they get into everything. You know, people that try to have gardens, they have some difficulty. People that have nice, pretty plants in front of their homes, the deer just love them because they eat them. We're going to come around right by the RV park, and then there's a place where I pull off and park and go do my walking. It's really nice. It's because it's, you know, one thing about the golf courses, they're always well manicured and they're just pretty. You know, do they use a lot of water? Yeah, they do. And you know, you think about Phoenix, Arizona, and Las Vegas, Nevada, and Palm Spring or Palm Desert, where water is precious, but they still have some of the most beautiful golf courses in the entire world. Big fish eat little fish. And the golden rule is the people with the gold make the rules. And it's always been that way. That is nothing's changed. We just happen to be here today. That's true. You know, you think about the old landlord days where they call them landlords because, you know, like we call God the Lord. There's a little J flight right there, just like mine. Well, his is a J flight, but that's different. But anyway, yeah, the old landlords, they rule like a god. They were. They had the power of God over their serfs. They could kill them, whatever they wanted to do. Now they call that same operation government. I think I'm going to pull up on this little curve right. Oh, there it is, right there. There's my spot. There's one up here with a little tree on it. Do they care if I walk here? No. Am I trespassing? No. But this is Lighthouse Golf Course. I'll pull around here so we're not facing the sun and in this video. But anyway, guys, from Central Texas, USA, what I got to say is if you're going to go boondocking, you know, carefully assess your energy needs, not necessarily your energy wants, and see where you are. Get you one of those little kilowatt devices, KILLAWATT. Measure what you're using or what you think you're going to use, and then that way you'll know pretty much how to size your solar unit or solar setup if you're going to use solar. But anyway, guys, pretty out there, isn't it? Thumbs up, carpe diem, adios from Central Texas, USA. Bye US. Well, buy whatever you want, but use my link. Use the Amazon link. Anyway, drink plenty of water. 3 or 4 quarts a day won't hurt you, okay? It's good for you. It'll help you avoid gout, kidney stones, and it'll also help you lose weight if that's what you want to do. Why do I say this in every video? Well, because somebody out there might develop some good habits. That's why. And they're easy to do. Once you develop a habit, then you got it. But anyway, drink plenty of water. The next one's take deep breaths. Breathe in through your nose deep and then hold it for a few seconds. Breathe out through your mouth. Why? Because that relieves stress, and relieving stress does what? Lowers your blood pressure, and that's good for you. And then the next thing is stretch, 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 walk, walk, walk. You know, keep your health. I've already done my stretches at the house, and now I'm fixing to go walking here probably for about an hour or so. And because it's pretty, it's a beautiful view. I got the hill country all around me. But anyway, you guys enjoy yourself and keep yourself warm in the colder climates of the USA. And we'll talk again later on, maybe. Adios. Bye-bye.